The Danish royal family consists of the dynastic family of the monarch. All members of the Danish royal family, except Queen Margrethe II, hold the title of Prince/Princess of Denmark. Dynastic children of the monarch and of the heir apparent are accorded the style of His/Her Royal Highness, while other members of the dynasty are addressed as His/Her Highness. The Queen is styled Her Majesty. The Queen and her siblings belong to the House of Glücksburg, which is a branch of the Royal House of Oldenburg. The Queen's children and male-line descendants belong agnatically to the family de Laborde de Monpezat, and were given the concurrent title Countess of Monpezat by royal decree in April 2008. The Danish royal family enjoys remarkably high approval ratings in Denmark, possibly ranging from somewhere between 82% and 92%. Main members: the Danish royal family includes Queen Margrethe II and HRH Prince Consort Henrik, TRH Crown Prince Frederick and Crown Princess Mary, HRH Prince Christian, HRH Princess Isabella, HRH Prince Vincent, HRH Princess Josephine, TRH Prince Joachim and Princess Marie, HH Prince Nikolai, HH Prince Felix, HH Prince Henrik, HH Princess Athena, HRH Princess Benedict, Princess of Sayn-Wittgenstein-Berleburg, HM Queen Anne-Marie of Greece, HH Princess Elizabeth. Former member HE Alexandra Christina, Countess of Frederiksborg, the former wife of Queen Margrethe's youngest son Prince Joachim. Princess Alexandra lost the style of Royal Highness and was granted the lower style of Highness upon her divorce in 2005, becoming known as HH Princess Alexandra of Denmark, a style which would cease upon her remarriage. During this time she was still a Princess of Denmark and thus a member of the Danish royal family. In 2005, her former mother-in-law granted her the additional title of Grevinde af Frederiksborg, a personal title which would not be forfeited if Alexandra remarried. When she remarried on March 3, 2007, she lost the style of Highness and titular dignity of Princess of Denmark, and was no longer a member of the royal family. Royal Family of Greece Most of the members of the deposed Royal Family of Greece hold the title of Prince or Princess of Greece and Denmark with the qualification of His or Her Highness, pursuant to the Royal Cabinet Order of 1774 and as agnatic descendants of George I of Greece, who, as the son of the future King Christian IX of Denmark, was a Prince of Denmark prior to his accession to the throne of Greece in 1863. Until 1953 his dynastic male-line descendants remained in Denmark's order succession. However, no Danish act has revoked usage of the princely title for these descendants, neither for those living in 1953, nor for those born subsequently or who have since married into the dynasty. There are 3 members of the Greek royal family who are not known to bear the title of Princess of Denmark with the qualification of His/Her Highness. Marina, consort of Prince Michael of Greece and Denmark, Princess Alexandra, Mrs. Mosaians, HRH Princess Olga, Duchess of Apulia. The following, consorts of royal monarchs today, were born with the titles of Prince/Princess of Greece and Denmark although they are not descended from King Constantine and Queen Anne-Marie, HM Queen Sophia of Spain, HRH Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Royal Family of Norway The Royal Family of Norway descends in the legitimate male line from Frederick VIII of Denmark, Queen Margrethe II's great-grandfather. Håkon VII of Norway, who was born Prince Carl of Denmark as Frederick VIII's younger son, was, like his uncle, George I of Greece, invited to reign over another nation. As with the Greek branch's descendants, members of the Norwegian line no longer have succession rights to the Danish crown, but unlike the Greek dynasts they discontinued use of Danish royal titles upon ascending their foreign throne in 1905. Counts and Countesses of Rosenborg Danish princes who marry without consent of the Danish monarch lose their dynastic rights, including royal title. The ex-dynasts are then usually accorded the hereditary title Count of Rosenborg. They, their wives, and their legitimate male-line descendants are, Count Ingolf and Countess Ceci of Rosenborg, Countess Josephine, Countess Camilla and Countess Theodora of Rosenborg, Count Ulrich and Countess Judy of Rosenborg, Count Philip of Rosenborg, Countess Katharina of Rosenborg, Countess Charlotte of Rosenborg, Count Axel and Countess Jutta of Rosenborg, Count Carl Johan and Count Alexander of Rosenborg, Countess Julie and Countess Dar copyright Sierra copyrightee of Rosenborg. Count Berger and Countess Lynn of Rosenborg, Countess Benedict of Rosenborg. Count Carl Johan and Countess Lisa Jeanne of Rosenborg, Countess Caroline and Countess Josephine of Rosenborg. Countess Dar copyright Sierra copyrightee of Rosenborg, Countess Karen of Rosenborg, Count Valdemar of Rosenborg, Count Nikolai of Rosenborg, Countess Marie of Rosenborg. Countess Marina of Rosenborg. Family tree of members equals. Line of succession. The first law governing the succession to the Danish throne as a hereditary monarchy was the Kongeloven, enacted November 14, 1665, and published in 1709. It declared that the crown of Denmark shall descend by heredity to the legitimate descendants of King Frederik III, and that the order of succession shall follow semi-salic primogeniture, according to which the crown is inherited by an heir, with preference among the monarch's children to males over females, among siblings to the elder over the younger, and among Frederik III's remoter descendants by substitution, senior branches over junior branches. Female descendants were eligible to inherit the throne in the event there were no eligible surviving male dynasts born in the male line. As for the duchies, Holstein and Lauenburg where the king ruled as duke, these lands adhered to Salic law, and by mutual agreement were permanently conjoined. The duchies of Schleswig, Holstein and Lauenburg were joined in personal union with the Crown of Denmark. This difference caused problems when Frederick VII of Denmark proved childless, making a change in dynasty imminent, and causing the lines of succession for the duchies on one hand and for Denmark on the other to diverge. That meant that the new King of Denmark would not also be the new Duke of Schleswig or Duke of Holstein. To ensure the continued adhesion of the Elbe duchies to the Danish crown, the line of succession to the duchies was modified in the London Protocol of 1852, which designated Prince Christian IX of Schleswig-Holstein-Sonderburg-Glarus-Königsberg as the new heir apparent, although he was, strictly, the heir neither to the Crown of Denmark nor to the duchies of Schleswig, Holstein or Lauenburg by primogeniture. Originally, the Danish Prime Minister Christian Albrecht Bluem wanted to keep the separate hereditary principles, but in the end the government decided on a uniform agnatic primogeniture, which was accepted by the parliament. This order of succession remained in effect for 100 years, then the Salic law was changed to male preference primogeniture in 1953, meaning that females could inherit, but only if they had no brothers. In 2009, the mode of inheritance of the throne was once more changed, this time into an absolute primogeniture. This imposed no immediate change on the line of succession as it was then, as Prince Vincent had not yet been born. The current line of succession is, the Crown Prince Frederick, Prince Christian, Princess Isabella, Prince Vincent, Princess Josephine, Prince Joachim, Prince Nikolai, Prince Felix, Prince Henrik, Princess Athena, Princess Benedict, Princess Elizabeth. Privileges and restrictions. Following the transformation of Denmark's monarchy from elective to hereditary in 1660, the so-called Kongelov established the reign by the grace of God of King Frederik III and his posterity. Of the articles of this law, all except Article 21 and Article 25 have since been repealed. Article 21 states no prince of the blood, who resides here in the realm and in our territory, shall marry, or leave the country, or take service under foreign masters, unless he receives permission from the king. Under this provision, princes of Denmark who permanently reside in other realms by express permission of the Danish crown do not thereby forfeit their royalty in Denmark, nor are they bound to obtain prior permission to travel abroad or to marry from its sovereign, although since 1950 those not descended in male line from King Christian IX are no longer in the line of succession to the Danish throne. However, those who do reside in Denmark or its territories continue to require the monarch's prior permission to travel abroad and to marry. Article 25 of the Kongelov stipulates, with respect to blood members of the royal dynasty, they should answer to no magistrate judges, but their first and last judge shall be the king, or to whomsoever he decrees. The wording excludes those whose blood cannot be traced to a Danish monarch. Although all other articles of the Kongelov have been repealed by amendments to the Constitution in 1849, 1853 and 1953, these two articles have thus far been left intact. Notes: 1. Princess Benedict's children have no succession rights. This is because the marriage consent given to her had very specific provisions. If Benedict ever became the heir presumptive, she and her husband would have to take permanent residence in Denmark, and her children would only have succession rights if they had applied for naturalization upon reaching adulthood, and taken up residence in Denmark, at the time of becoming the immediate heir to the throne, and no later than when they reached the age of mandatory schooling under Danish law. Since the children continued to be educated in Germany well past the mandatory schooling age, they are deemed to no longer have succession rights. 2. Queen Anne-Marie and her issue have no succession rights because the permission granted for her marriage stipulated that she renounced her claim to the Danish throne upon becoming queen consort of the Hellenes. See also, line of succession to the British throne, line of succession to the Greek throne, line of succession to the Norwegian throne. References. External links: Kungehuset DK official site of the Danish monarchy. Counts and Countesses of Rosenborg,